And I'm back with more Outer Worlds 2. Cooking dinner took a little bit longer than expected, but I'm here, and I'm booting in. Yesterday we met the greatest CEO to ever exist. Banged out a bunch of side quests. Now it's time to do probably a couple more side quests and then do some MSQ.
How about that? Me, a real doctor and everything.
Surgery, we're so alike.
No reason to reason with you.
Please, not so close.
No updates on my side of anything I can do to assist. Oh, of course. What would you like to discuss? Apart from providing them sustenance, shelter, and scientific ministry, you mean?
Nothing about this screams elevated.
Need I remind you, Arcadia is at war. This is what war looks like, I'm afraid. The Order is operating within a very reasonable framework to provide as much aid as it can.
You have a whole monastery up there. Why not take advantage of the space?
Alexandra Monastery is a place of sacred study, advancing our understanding of the plan. We cannot jeopardize that vital work all for the comfort of a few. I haven't the wish. Yes, what have you discovered? Oh, you've lessened the load on my mind considerably, and you have the Order's gratitude. Any other updates? Welcome back. I assume you're anything I can do to assist you? Oh, of course.
What's on with these exclusion zones?
Merely a precaution against calamity. Based off certain predictions, I agree with Seer Wiley that it is best to avoid those areas for now.
Sounds kind of vague.
Yes, the plan can seem quite mysterious at times. But that is why we have seers like Wiley, to help us decipher its many patterns and figures.
Why accept so many people if you can't do anything for them?
But we are providing for them. As best we can, given our limited resources. Turning them away would be an act of far greater cruelty.
My time is yours. No,
Scienticians around the settlement inform me you've made some inquiries. Good, good. Continue poking around further, though. You must earn both sides' trust, you know.
Who to poke?
Have you spoken to all representatives of the Order? All of the displaced? The Doctor? The questionable types from sub... Well then, if you need me in the meantime, I'll be here, up to my ocular... Good. As with probability, there... Beside, to put it gently, but with effort...
Since the schism, the Protectorate have rewritten history to exclude our teachings.
Hell yeah.
Every scientician yearns to visit the archive on Face. We'll process all of our predictions.
Oh! Hello. You weren't mentioned in my latest personalized order prediction. Granted, I mostly skim the parts what don't cover probabilistic dangers, so perhaps you were alluded to in some, roundabout fashion. Suppose that means you're not a threat. So that's good, right? Yeah, I reckon that's good.
Personalized order prediction is some kind of personalized order prediction, I guess.
First time I got a POP, it was on a lark. It said, Rollo Nast, our seer has predicted you must wear a helmet today. I borrowed one, as a laugh. Everybody ribbed me about it. Just after lunch, wind picked up on the cliff above and dropped a mock apple 152 meters straight down onto my head.
How accurate would you
Fortunately,
say these
I still had that brain case on.
orders predictions are?
If you want an exact estimate or percentage, talk to them. As for me, I just got that, anecdotal feedback. A few times, I couldn't make heads or tail of half of it. Like, avoid anything representing whole numbers? I didn't know what to do about that. So I just stayed put. End of the day, I'm still here, and my co-occupant Ike isn't. So, I guess them prognostications work well enough.
So you'd say the orders predictions have helped you?
You did catch the part I said they'd save my life, right? I think alive is a notable improvement on dead. That's something you can take to the bank, Figuratively speaking. I don't know why the other displaced have been so slow to take to them. But I'm not complaining too loud. Waited for my latest POPs long enough already.
Where do we go now?
Save.
Another refugee camp? Another colony?
Oh. Administrant Agarwal. Here to finally hash this out, are you? Thought this day would never come.
Yes, well, our esteemed outsider here has agreed to thoroughly appraise our situation, in the hope that we may finally close the book on the exclusion zone once and for all.
They say you asked around. Listen to folks. That's a good start, at least.
What's the whole argument about?
The seer predicted imminent danger to the exclusion zone. In the interest of safety, the displaced must leave.
Well, the displaced are the ones taking that risk, on the grounds the predictions can be false.
The displaced are under the Order's care, and the Order should decide what is best for them. Hence why we need the help of an outsider. Mediator, I leave the fate of the exclusion zone in your capable hands.
Let's discuss what I found out about the orders.
Speak on then.
Roland has taught me a bit about the orders predictions and their usefulness.
Did he also happen to mention they were needlessly oblique and vague?
Said they weren't always accurate, but he was too scared to ignore them.
But our predictions are given to inform and protect, not to frighten. Forgive me. I do not mean to disrupt.
Spoke to Vicar Orindi about the support for the displaced.
You mean that missionary type who's always talking at everybody instead of to them?
She values education, but I find her methods questionable.
Her mission is to uplift and enlighten.
She's indoctrinating, not helping us. Can't you see the difference?
Point taken.
Provisioner Plotnik informed me about order efforts.
You actually got the provisioner to give you the time of day. Huh.
Ah, yes. I sometimes forget Provisioner Plotnik is also assigned to minding the displaced's needs. Her role is largely proactive, while mine is reactive.
She keeps matriarch's mercy supplied except for critical space and building supplies.
If the provisioner's booked up, I say redeploy another egghead at the matter.
It's less of an issue of personnel as it is of safety. Contrary to your assumptions, we do care about your collective and individual well-being.
Let's talk about the displaced.
I'm all ears, mediator.
You heard about this business with Sub Rosa altercations?
The what now?
When grievances between the displaced approach fisticuffs, we hire Sub Rosa hooligans to duke things out for us.
That is unquantifiably absurd. And I don't see how moving into the exclusion zone will help.
Overcrowding leads to frustration. Minor issues get amplified.
Unproductive is one thing. Paid Donnybrooks with surrogate fighters is, well, I'm at a loss for an applicative metaphor to describe it.
Spoke to the camp doctor about the hygiene and health.
I understand you were crucial in securing additional medical personnel for Matriarch's Mercy. Thank you.
Yeah, much appreciated. Way to go above and beyond. Anyhow, what was the good doctor's diagnosis?
He needs meds to treat sickness, but he can't cure overcrowding.
At Auntie's Choice, we'd view this from a lens of how sickness undercuts productivity.
That is indeed unfortunate, but the dangers predicted for the exclusion zone may outweigh these concerns.
I found evidence of a collapsed structure.
Collapsed? But we built Matriarch's Mercy to optimize comfort and safety.
I'm guessing you're saying this wasn't an official structure, more of a hastily assembled, precariously built shanty. People are struggling to make do with what they have. If we had the exclusion zone, this wouldn't be a problem.
I'm aghast these structures weren't built following established order construction guidelines. By my calculations, you've explored this topic from every conceivable angle. Admirable work, Mediator. I suspect that your sympathies lie with the displaced. Unfortunate if true, but I leave the decision in your capable hands.
Rule for the displaced, their needs outweigh their danger. The exclusion zone is theirs. They've been warned of the danger, they're accepting the risk. You can't force people to not do something that you don't want them to do.
Well, if this is the fate that was augured, then I will not complain, though it goes against my very nature. Please, be safe. That's all I ask.
Not to worry, Administrant. The exclusion zone is our problem now. Here, you stay out of trouble. We'll try and do the same.
Okay, and time to head out. Let's go west from here.
You're back. Well, it's not much. Times 6 is 480. That's another 80, so 5. You're back. Well, it's...
Let's book it.
Oh, a freelancer.
Last freelancer tried to re-unnegotiate once the fighting started. Keeping my lamps on you.
I'm taking cover. Someone else take the
Ready to waste it. On your command.
inventory.
Where'd the wires go? I was gonna scrap. Endless good wires.
Armed and ready.
Get a train of... Need a hole to hide.
Picked up that fast travel. That's good enough for now. I need to go that way because that's close to get over the river.
Think the cult's signaling that we ain't welcome here. But I ain't too keen on heeding signs.
You've never bested me without subterfuge! Unhand me, and I'll show you how a true acolyte fights!
Liquidate him.
Commander.
All charged up.
Not walking this off. Stand me back up.
Commander, you're bleeding.
Got him.
I'll skin your faces off one by one if you don't let me out of here!
She sounds pleasant. tight squeeze here.
Release me now, you traitors! Hey, you! Let me out of here! Out there, anyone!
Architect's balls! That was some fine killing! Would have preferred you'd left one or two of those traitorous miscreants for me to sharpen my blade on, but no matter. Serves me right trying to help those sorely lacking in the gray matter. But they rightly paid for their transgression.
Yeah, I killed him.
Betraying someone sent by the exalted leader of the glorious dawn herself warrants a painful death. Name's Aza. You are?
What's a glorious dawn? Also, I'm a doctor.
We are simply a group of enlightened individuals seeking to spread the truth of the rifts, despite our persecution by those who seek to keep the masses aimless and distraught.
And the truth would be...
The rifts only seem destructive because we are looking at them from the point of view of imperfect, mortal bodies. To be deconstructed by a rift is to be reborn in perfection.
And why'd your fellow enlightened individuals betray you?
None whatsoever. All I know is that they were planning on killing me by filling my room with Zeranium gas. I was here to help them scavenge for old order technology to further investigate the wonder of the rifts.
You really believe that the rifts are some gateway to paradise?
The rifts are a device of the architect to hasten humankind's perfection. They reduce whatever comes into contact with them to mathematically perfect information. We are nothing but that information, but we cannot see that because we exist in a chaotic and disordered reality. The universe is decaying, and our efforts to manage it are futile. The rifts are a perfectly ordered phase of existence. No chaos, no striving, no suffering. Peace and unity with the architect themselves.
None of that explains your enthusiasm for violence.
No, it does not. Perhaps I will tell you what does, should I ever count you among my few compatriots. There is one other thing. I have similar business at the N-Ray range. These fools were only part of the contingent that betrayed me. I aim to see them pay the same price, though maybe with more disemboweling. Your violent tendencies could be of great help to me there, as I'm sure mine could be of service to you. If you deign to take me on, of course.
I'd like to know more about you before I let you sign on with me.
I'm not going to wax poetical with you about my life while there's traitors in serious need of killing. All you need know is that I'm good with a knife. What do you say?
What could possibly go wrong? I'm a doctor.
Nothing that we'll live to regret. But it seems like you've already a full contingent with you.
Niles, head back to the ship.
You're sure, Commander. But I'd watch myself around this one.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go kill us some traitors.
Sounds like he may very well kill himself with stupidity before I get the chance.
Oh no, no.
You okay in there, bud?
No, I'm really not. There was
Your
some
name
radium
Johnny?
on my hands when I came in here, and now it's. Why didn't I wash them first?
I suppose that's why folks usually wear gloves when they play with this stuff.
Thanks for the preposterously late advice. How about you leave me to endure my pulpy penury in peace?
Or I could use one of my inhalers to fight off the noxious effects you're suffering.
Even though you are compelled to? Well, that's a notion I've never.
I've got a much better way to end his suffering. Permanently.
What? No, that's not. Someone help me!
Hostile nearby.
Dang it. Oh. The whispering. Time to get a move on. Gotta go further around.
Today we have 3 questions for our youth adjacent layperson.
Initiate Carrington. Audio log entry 10. My orders were to watch for the enemy. Specifically, to never break line of sight to my assigned field of view. But I can hear them advancing along the shore to the south. It's fine. Others have been assigned that field of vision. This is the most efficient method of defense. Architect, they're getting closer. Perhaps I'm taking my orders too literally? I'll just peek. No. Trust in the equation. Trust in those greater than I in the order. I will keep looking forward for enemies from that vector. I am not afraid. I am not afraid. I have faith that the architect...
This one appears to have been too terrified to even look at us. I almost feel bad killing him. Almost.
Recharge the mayhem!
Unfriendly company. They're mine.
Got them all. Let's do a sweep and clear.
Now this is just sloppy. If I wasn't already here to kill all these traitorous fools, I'd be forced to use 1 or 2 as an example to the rest. ones losing body parts around here today are you and your traitorous friends.
.36 cubed divided by the standard rate of fluid flow, and then you multiply by, is it 30 or, oh, hello.
Hi.
Look at the state of this poor fool. They just left her bleeding out? Exsanguination is an art. Where's the precision, the pride in their work? This is just embarrassing.
There's a cultist behind you. Wait, surely she isn't with you.
The sooner you answer my questions, the sooner she and I can both be gone.
Fine. Just please keep her away from me.
There you go.
Architect's mercy, thank you. It is so much easier to be polite when I needn't fear all of my bones sliding out of my body.
You know where Victor Clemens is? I need to find him.
Oh, dear Archivist Clemens has been so strange lately. So distant, so agitated. And not his normal agitation, mind you. This is something different.
Where's how?
He's like a wire stretched beyond its breaking point. Never a harsh word to anyone, but being in his presence, well, it's as if his stress is infectious. Best not to push him. He's deeper in the facility, working on something he deemed to be of the utmost importance. Either he is still below, continuing said work, or he is quite dead. And with all those cultists gallivanting about, I don't fancy his odds.
Please, with the way my so-called brethren are comporting themselves, he's more likely to die of boredom. If I was in charge here, all of you'd be dead. He soon will be.
Yes. I'm sure you'll kill them quite well.
What, did the cultists do all this?
The crazed people like your friend here have been sowing destruction throughout the range for days. I've seen few firsthand, but that isn't because they've gone. Rather, I believe they have become visibility deficient.
I'll just fire my weapons randomly until I hit something.
You can attempt such, but if my current state is any indication, the cultists are unlikely to be sporting with you.
So we're clear, you're saying that these cultists are invisible?
Oh, there's no such thing as invisibility. I can only theorize that their visual forms were sent out of phase when they haphazardly tampered with pressurized N-rays.
Their actions are inexcusable. Science allows us to unveil the wonder of the rifts. We do not disrespect it. Now, is there any science around here we can use to find and kill them?
It's a shame the facility is in shambles. We've an N-ray scanner device that may render the cultists far easier for one to locate.
And how exactly does that work?
The scanner is an optical device designed to detect electrical signals and the N-rays given off by all living beings. Visible or not, the cultists still give off N-rays. It was stored nearby. But with the damage to the facility, you'll likely need to use the maintenance vent on the wall there behind the screen to get anywhere near it. I appreciate your aid. I'm going to wait here and try to prevent my wounds from reopening.
scanner there.
Hostile ahead. What's the place, Commander?
Come on.
That should do it. Let's get on with the killing.
You've opened the way forward. Very good work.
Let me handle this.
Till the end.
Looks like a fight.
That's a Glorious Dawn communication device. Our cells use them to send and receive encrypted messages.
with your...
Oh yeah.
Victor, I fully understand the importance of your work. This is exactly why I push you so. Your moral justifications for delaying your delivery are misguided. Dead is dead. What matter is it if their ends come in 1 minute or 3? If you seek to be humane in your duties, fine. So long as I get the explosives in time. But if we fail to act, the Order will be lost forever. Collateral damage was always inevitable, Victor. You knew this. And the longer you take in your laboratory, the greater your risk of being caught becomes. If that happens, you know what must be done. But I should remind you that such a failure will result in vastly more suffering for all parties involved. We need those explosives now, Victor. Let's finish this.
Based on his calculations, I have any. I can.
Victor, I fully dead it, but if we and the long but.
Look at the sad little sprat in his corner. Coming for you!
Friend of friends, are a greater ally than any number of fellow scienticians. Oh, thank you very, very much for dealing with those cult... it seems you missed one.
What? Where? I thought we dispatched with all of those traitors,
I'll
charlatans.
give her a reason to gut you and you'll be fine.
I can see it would be best for me to tactically overlook your comrade. Very well. I see you possess our N-ray scanner. Ooh, ingenious device. If I'd had it, I may have evaded being trapped here. Oh, I shouldn't have had to worry. Damn that Victor and damn his hubris. Fitting that his experiment would cause so much strife, that he would be untouched by the ensuing pandemonium.
What happened with Victor's experiment?
Pardon my excitement. It's been an eventful day. I don't know the specifics, only that Victor was performing a procedure utilizing processed N-rays. When those cultists flooded the range, they damaged the N-ray canisters. In the ensuing chaos, Victor's experiment was destroyed. I know some cultists were killed, but many more still live, moving unseen through the range.
Sounds like bad luck to me, but why blame Victor?
Because he refused to follow procedure. He didn't take an assistant or allow anyone to see his data, and now it's all consigned to oblivion. What a waste.
Experimental processed N-rays made everyone invisible. I need to get
There's no such thing as invisibility. The cultists are out of phase. Also, I strongly recommend against exposing yourself to processed N-rays. Most of the cultists died immediately upon exposure, and according to past experiments, those that haven't are experiencing accelerated organ liquefaction. But if you're not attached to the solid state of your organs, I suppose it might be nice to be less visible for a few hours.
Why does everyone keep using the term out of phase?
Although it requires further investigation and experimentation, out of phase refers to a shift in the dimensional presence of these cultists. They are physically here, but only partially, hence their unseen state. It's fascinating. But the outstanding fear for my life has made it difficult to think scientifically.
Try not to get killed on the way out.
Oh, believe me, this is more excitement than I ever wanted. I shall.
Yep.
Cultists and interlopers breaching my defenses at once? I should have anticipated this. There is but one option left to me. To save Arcadia, to ensure the future, we must both die.
Funny, DeVries said something like that to me a long time ago. Why are you helping her?
Because the Order cannot be hindered by war or by compromise. Any obstacles must be removed, as much as I regret the need to do so. If DeVries does not receive my explosive, she will resort to a violent assault. Many will die, pointlessly, and in agony. I can at least deliver them an instant, painless death. I thought this explosive vest would be an unnecessary precaution. All I can hope is that by blasting us both from the field of play, the Order shall find its way to truth.
I thought you were a scientist, not a martyr. You really want to go out like this?
Want has nothing to do with it. I have very specific instructions on how to proceed in the face of contingencies such as yourself. And you cannot possibly understand whether I am or am not capable of martyrdom. You do not know my depth of character.
Following me up wouldn't limit anything.
You read my terminal. I cannot. No. I deny what you're saying. Whatever my personal feelings, the Order's success is more important. You're not with the Order. You cannot understand why this would be. Could I explain, the words would be lost on you.
Actually, there's not much to understand. Your ideals aren't really as intricate as you think.
Your verbiage does not conceal the gaps in your knowledge. But the presiding bishop has taught us that ignorance is not a punishable sin. If the Order is not prevented from reaching its true potential and solves the universal equation, all scientific uncertainty and any associated suffering will end.
The pure scientific uncertainty have saved your coworker? No, that was me.
If what you say is true, then you have my tentative thanks. However, scientific certainty would absolutely have prevented that from happening. We would have predicted it. DeVries opened my eyes. The Order is on the path to absolute truth. And if they are not interrupted, this truth can be pursued. The one right path for humanity revealed to us. Politics cannot bind us. Uncertainty cannot strangle. And no one can be allowed to waltz in and hurl our plans into disarray.
You're just afraid to live with what you've done.
What? How do you not understand the present situation? What coward would strap an explosive device to himself?
Not one that claims himself to be ruled by logic.
That's not all this. Helping DeVries, completing the work on my explosives is important. It matters. DeVries agrees.
She destroyed Horizon Point and killed hundreds of people. You want to be like her?
Augustine couldn't have done such a thing. She was on a secret mission at the time.
Yeah, at Horizon Point.
I don't wish to believe you, but this what you're saying has the ring of truth to it. I've been a fool going along with this farce. But it stops now. My relationship with Augustine is at an end.
This poor fool seemed intent on doing himself and us both. Impressive work convincing him otherwise. Let's say I have a go at him with my disemboweling knife. See what he knows.
No, you're good, Asa.
Your loss. Don't like to boast, but I am quite the artiste with a knife.
I believe that's another thanks I owe you. You certainly keep interesting company.
What was your plan?
I found a way to, via the use of processed N-rays, send objects out of phase. It was inconsistent, but I was close to isolating the procedure. DeVries needed explosives for her plan. By making them unseen, the explosives could be placed as efficiently as possible. No one would be maimed or injured, just killed. Saying that out loud now, it sounds unreal. But somehow, I convinced myself that leaving no survivors was more humane. It's a shame I can't speak to a vicar.
Did the right thing.
I appreciate your consideration. Things could have been very different had your cooler head not prevailed.
How do I know you're not going to go back to her the moment I turn around?
Here, it is the key to my quarters. Take whatever you find. That will ensure that I cannot use any of it to further DeVries' aims.
Try not to
Even
join
if I
any other
wanted to.
revolutionary groups, huh?
You've certainly convinced me I cannot remain here. May we meet again, when the paths of our lives are at greater apexes.
No thanks.
Boy, damn it! We've killed every traitor in this place, but their treasonous scum of a hierarch wasn't among them.
Hierarch?
The leader of a cell. In this case, that would be Ziegler. And extinguishing him is obviously our next priority. They were operating under his orders. But since he wasn't here to lead them in person, they would have maintained regular contact using one of our communication devices. We should return to the one we saw earlier. It will hopefully yield some worthwhile information.
Let's go.
This is it, the Dawn's communication device. Let's see what I can find on it. Not much, but there are a few encrypted messages from Ziegler reporting on a rift in Paradise Island he was sent to study. Idiot didn't even have enough respect to stay to kill me himself. Well, it's of no consequence. Now that I know where he is, let's go show him the error of his ways.
Sounds good.
I'm right behind you, but not in a threatening way.
stealing this, right?
Alright, let's go the other direction. That's it. Around that.
Architect. This is the Order's anti-air control center. If you don't have specific business here, kindly keep moving.
Keep on trucking.
Contrivance malfunction, laboratory mishap, and/or miscellaneous unspeakable dangers.
Please call again at a more convenient time.
Is that right?
Hello? Someone there? Yes? Did the missive not play, or was it garbled in some way? Are you somehow struggling with coherence? If so, to be clear, Zerania Manufactory 7 presently and for an indeterminate time is in lockdown. That means no external transmissions, no visitors.
I have a writ of investigation from Abbott Newell. Open the door or I will open you.
Wait, you have a writ? From the Abbot? We don't have any means of... yes, they said they have a... yes, sir.
This is Factor Maytucking. Am I to understand you have orders from the Abbot? Quite convenient for you. I have no way of verifying without allowing you entry. Very well. Come inside and we'll see this sorted. Building on the left.
Yes, right over here. So, the Abbot deigned to send someone whilst we're contending with all manner of emergencies, did he? Wait, is that an Auntie's Choice enhanced soldier with you? Oh, I see what this is. Stay back. We have no desire to escalate things further. Don't do something you'll regret.
We want answers, not a fight. And if indeed there's any retribution to be had, it won't be by my hand. Tell him, Commander.
Read the paper. My team is my business. Otherwise, shut up.
Surely. Far be it from me to question the irreproachable prudence of an enigmatic caller. Sometimes I cannot fathom what goes through the Abbot's mind, but your papers do seem to be legitimate. I will unlock the elevator so you can speak with Proctor Svoboda below. I'll send word you're en route, but fair warning, I cannot predict what reception you will receive. I expect your behavior will remain impeccable.
So what the fuck is going on around here?
Securing the facility, I'll be along straight away. The recent attack may have originated from this facility, but I assure you it was not at our hand. We have no desire to resume open warfare with Auntie's Choice. One of our transport pods, filled with Zeranium, was diverted toward, or more specifically at, their location.
It's a weird thing to call a missile.
Though functionally correct, I assure you. The transport pods are fired into space, where they are collected for redistribution. To date, no one has ever misused them for this purpose, despite the explosive nature of the material. Fortunately, we have potentially identified the culprit, and we have managed to corner the apparent perpetrator down below, which would be a good thing if they had not, somehow seized control of the manufactory operations.
Seems like a net negative, yeah.
No, it doesn't add up particularly well, does it? Our suspect, one Initiate Alva, previously supervised launch controls. Though steadfastly maintaining her innocence, she has also barricaded herself in the operations control room below. A move not likely to allay anyone's suspicions.
I got a lot of questions for a lot of people.
Both of them? Well, one can hardly argue against thoroughness. I admit I'm to a reasonable degree pleased you are on hand to corroborate current suppositions. May your query yield favorable results. May fate and fortune converge. May fate and fortune converge.
It evidently originated here. Transport pod full of Zeranium. Blue outpost opportunity to naught but tinges and flinders. So, has it been confessed? The Proctor's a low-functioning functionary at best. I mean, look. What are you doing up here? How did you get past the gate?
The factor cleared me.
Forgive me. All this business with the lockdown puts one on edge.
You tell me what happened.
Everything appeared routine at the time. We launch transport pods into space regularly. They get collected. The Zeranium we refine here is used for power. It wasn't until we heard the explosion that anyone knew anything out of the ordinary had happened. I ran a systems audit on the launch sequence afterwards. Just finished constructing a report on my findings, actually, if you'd like to hear it.
Everything.
Anomalous event caused by unknown factors. Transport pod M7, containing a full hold of refined Zeranium, bound for orbital platform Z9, received a priority reroute command. Latitude and longitude coordinates corresponded to the Anti's Choice facility known as Outpost Opportunity. Altitude, however, matched 1,000 meters below sea level.
Who launched it?
A low-ranking scientician. Been here for years. Presumably, she's below in operations. Regrettably, that is all I know. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Yep. To some corporate espionage.
Initiate Alpha, stand down. Relinquish control of this facility immediately.
Oh, my dear Proctor, you can't believe a low-level drudge like me is responsible for any of this.
You'd have us all believe you seized control to demonstrate your innocence. Oh, wait, is this being broadcast?
I have no idea how this audio doodad works. You're the one in charge here, Proctor Svoboda. Are you sure you didn't do something?
I demand your unconditional surrender at once.
Hello, Proctor? I'm pushing buttons over here now. Did I disconnect you somehow?
Detoxification initiated. What's her name took over? I'm not clear to speak with random factors.
Ah, yes, of course.
Next on my list of lowest probability events, strangers sent by the Abbot, gallivanting about amidst a lockdown. If we'd been able to communicate beyond our walls, might have saved you a trip. As I can successfully report, we have identified the responsible party.
You mean Alva?
A low-level subordinate, assigned here years ago. But I'm now realizing how little we actually know about her. A spy or turncoat, no doubt. A sleeper agent from one of those secret enemy programs you're always hearing about.
Can you back it up?
Within a beat of us hearing of the attack, Alpha seized command of the system and locked herself in the control center. She then forcefully repelled several attempts to extricate her. 2 are dead already. Poor Jacobs lost a hand trying to pry free the outer doors. Why, she could destroy this entire place at any moment from in there. I implore you to stop her before she does so. I fear violence may be our only recourse.
Murder investigations tend to be a little bit more involved than that.
Whatever for. We've already established her guilt. Failed to see the use, frankly. I suppose some limited nosing about before dispatching her wouldn't hurt. Presuming she doesn't kill us all in the meantime. I'll be in my office. Let me know once she's no longer a problem.
This unit's current work task takes priority over conversation. Farewell.
Bye, guy. to know I can craft mag picks now.
Now, this is what you described of Arachnid's collision as slavering when it attacks. How much of this... Viscous fluid would you
I don't know anything about the fluid's volume. Think it do your own
I
research.
can tell we have little crossover of interests.
Two exemplars, dead as Pythagoras. No one's been inside operation since. Run-of-the-mill
Of course
golden
she's
rule.
hiding something. You think those two exemplars just fell wrong? They're hardly prone to involuntary self-injury.
Investigator? Always account for standard deviation. May all your endeavors add to the equation.
Alba's been here for how many years?
The circumstances proceed toward intended results. May all your endeavors add to the equation.
I'm
those
going
not
to
skilled
take
at
a quick break and be right back.
But math can fulfill some other function. I only question them being in roles of significant authority.
And I'm back. Oh. Get into it.
Oh, hello.
Get into a conversation.
visitor. Who is it they're sending now? And who are you, dear? You're what? Some maverick for hire? Oh, no, I can see it now. Earth Directorate, yes? Like Commander Zane and that rascal Buddy. And who is that you brought with you? A friend? Ah, an Auntie's choice grafted soldier. You poor dear. And someone else. Glorious dawn, I take it. Sensational look, dear. All this for me. Fear I hardly deserve such attention. This entire business is just a terrible misunderstanding.
Your abbot sent me to find out who caused the explosion.
Oh, believe you me, I'd like to know that more than anyone. I am thoroughly unaware how anyone would think me capable of all this.
Svoboda seems sure you were responsible.
I was apparently at the wrong point in space at the wrong point in time. Really? Do you see me, a saboteur? Or don't they always attempt to, flee the scene?
Tell me your side then.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. Our transport pod leveled outpost opportunity. I immediately realized someone must have bypassed my terminal. I initiated a lockdown to block further tampering. Had I not, additional attacks may have continued. Now, despite a long record of dedicated service, who's being blamed for this calamity? Me, somehow.
You have any way to prove your innocence?
Dear me, I wish I did, but... Actually, there may be a way you could gain answers here. The firing record should contain all relevant details regarding the launch. Why, yes, I could unseal access to the records repository for you and open the path leading there. I'd be right grateful if you'd have a look. I swear I'm completely innocent of this heinous act they're accusing me of.
Svoboda says you might blow this place up. Can't you swear you won't do that?
If you need to hear me say it, surely. I promise not to destroy this facility with all of us in it. Was that reassuring enough? Appreciate your help, dear. Please return when you have found something. May the plan favor us against Lornog.
Always account for standard deviation.
Fly out. Launch records consist of a number of instructions that are time-stamped and uniquely numbered. Using the time of the launch, you were able to look up the recent launch. Shows that it was directed at Outpost Opportunity. You also detect a slight odor from the records, but it's unclear if this is just bad paper or a product of the printing process. That should launch the payload at Outpost Opportunity. It's undisputed. They should fire the command, though the smell seems curious.
Patrol's back, I hear. Don't see Auntie's being too discreet back there.
Our Earth Directorate friend.
Well, hello. Have an update to share with Initiate Alva?
Hello. I've been conversing with Factor Matadier here while you were away. Understand you've met?
Yes, they witnessed me rather discomposed, I fear. Visions of Auntie's choice reprisal clouded my thoughts at the time.
Facilities secured then?
Troops now guard the entrance above. Our safety addressed, I have turned my attention to the cause of our situation here, and I have deemed it wise to investigate further. Do not let my position fool you. All within the Order are scienticians, and hence we seek the truth of any hypothesis based on evidence. The Proctor's accusation is no different.
Turn up anything? Remember anything? What do you got?
A recent security audit brought up several curious messages meant for an unknown party, sent from a terminal somewhere on the premises. We were unable to track down the whereabouts of this mystery terminal, but one message contained certain oblique references to placing blame. Nothing conclusive, yet enough to give me pause.
You examined the launch records, yes? Did you find anything, dear?
Paper smelled weird.
I'd say they've obviously been altered, dear. Fancy that odor you detected, a sign of chemicals used to affect the falsification. But listen to me. What do I know about this sort of thing? I know I've watched too many Aetherwave serials. Suppose they fuel my fervent imagination. But still, even the most junior scientician knows the best explanation is one requiring the fewest assumptions. Ergo, I set the correct coordinates. Someone overrode them.
Still doesn't tell us who's responsible.
Someone may be pulling her strings, perhaps. That's what investigators like you say, isn't it? Now, what you uncovered appears to imply two further avenues of inquiry. A Zeranium leak occurred moments after the launch. I imagine it may have been used as a diversion, allowing the culprit time to falsify the record. The overriding of the coordinates also deserves a look. Don't you think?
How would someone cause a distraction like that?
I expect the Zeranium leak stemmed from alterations to the control boards and refinement logistics. I'd look for any signs of tampering that may point to the culprit.
I can speak to the coordinate override, I believe. All commands are routed through the hub in central processing. If one meant to accomplish what you're suggesting, they would likely look to do it there.
I want to know more about who I'm working with.
Oh, I'm full of hidden depths, dear, but this isn't the time. Later, I promise. Anything you want to know, from my first science crush to my scientician aptitude test scores. All right. There. I've unsealed both areas. With hope, what you discover will help us determine the responsible party.
I'll stay here and play for more time. If the Proctor sends anyone, I'll say I'm close to convincing you to surrender.
Circumstances proceed toward intended results.
Had plenty of managers like Svoboda back on Tau Ceti. Couldn't take responsibility for nothing.
Armed and ready.
Got them all.
Liquidator.
There we go. Heal me up. He'll inject my robot arm with bio juice.
Thank you kindly. I am decidedly in your debt. Anything you need? Anything I, a lowly archivist, can provide you, a heroic individual who is handy with doors?
Yeah, I got a few questions.
Of course. I am now able to breathe easy and respond freely.
What do you know about Initiate Alva?
Works in operations, right? Always on about her stories. Wish I had time to watch serials and read all day.
Where were you when the attack on Outpost Opportunity happened?
I was in my cot doing advanced equations. After the explosion occurred, I rushed here to check my terminal. The door was creaky to open. I should have known it would lodge in place when it closed, but I was distracted by the disheveled state of the room and rushed inside.
If I wanted to reroute launch coordinates, this would be the place to be, right?
Strange question, but yes. All commands pass through the hub here. Through that wiring underneath that open floor panel in the back of the room, actually.
Did you look at that yet? What do you think happened here?
Well, in my professional opinion, looks like someone rerouted some commands from operations. Not sure which ones. Based on the sloppy state it was left in, I'd say they either barely knew what they were doing or were in a rush. Or both. Well, that's about everything I know about everything. Let you be on your way. Careful on your way out. Try not to be liquefied and subsequently devoured.
Factor's been in there a while now. Perhaps we should approach a solution.
You'd think if she were responsible for the attack, she'd have happily thrown it in my face.
Yes. Suppose you'll do. I'd been hoping an
Hey, Jar Jar
empiricist or
Binks.
assessor would amble by, but you appear reasonably apt. The Zeranium overflow vending has gone completely haywire. What else will this higgledy-piggledy nightmare of a day bring? I was ordered to keep watch until a specialist arrives. Might I entreat you to act in such a capacity? The control board to divert the flow of Zeranium is up yonder in refinery logistics. If so, I have something for your time and effort.
You're in luck. What I don't already know on the topic, I'm smart enough to figure out.
Well, as a fellow student of science, you'll be especially interested in what I have to offer. We developed a pharmaceutical primer that, technically it poisons you a little, but also heals you quite effectively. Shut off the gas, it's yours.
Got yourself a specialist or a reasonable stand-in.
Tremendous. Why, this day may average toward the positive yet. May deliberate endeavors beget expected results. Yes, yes, I have had my fill of stochastic uncertainty today.
Damn.
You're back. I see my choice. Zeranium overflow venting has returned to a non-haywire state. With the leak abated, I am fully prepared to be peppered with queries.
Am I correct in assuming the leak occurred right after the attack?
Now that you mention it, yes. I recall I was worried about one crisis, and my mind was completely occupied by this other crisis nearby. I must admit, I haven't given the attack a single thought since. I do hope everyone's okay.
Do you happen to know anything about Initiate Alva?
Not much. Keeps to herself mostly. Or that is entirely. Like all of us, she resided in the barracks 15 degrees to the northeast from here.
Is anyone lurking about here before or after the leak occurred?
You mean just after the attack occurred? I was in a state of anxiety at the time, and, well, I'm sure you're aware higher levels of cortisol can impede the encoding of memory.
Let's be on my way.
I am great. This card will allow you into our humble little research lab. It's right past operations. Can't miss it. Unless you do. The pharmaceutical primer I mentioned is inside on display.
Come on.
The circumstances proceed toward intended results.
Investigate.
Always account for standard deviations.
just talking.
Or specifically, potential implications for a multitude of troubling scenarios, based on probable results of your investigation, downstream outcomes, and such and the like.
You know how the Order is. Always calculating something. But please, tell us what you discovered.
Someone rerouted the coordinates for launch and they had clearance.
That you found evidence that the coordinates were rerouted is definitely something. Would be an odd step for Alva here to take, except perhaps to throw blame elsewhere.
I admit I had the knowledge to cause the leak, but not the authorization. And yes, why would I reroute coordinate commands away from here?
Svoboda doesn't seem capable of engineering all this.
I wholeheartedly agree, but her incompetence hardly absolves her. I'm sufficiently certain our proctor is conspiring with an outside party, so I'm coming out now. She's going to tell me who she's working with. Then I'm going to kill her.
Yes! Now this is definitely taking a turn more to my liking.
Wait a minute. You're going to what? Our investigation, it's unfinished. And you're an initiate. What are you talking about?
Oh, I see you two thought you were proving my innocence. No, you were helping identify my target. I'd advise you dears to help or stay out of my way. Proctor Svoboda needs to pay for her actions.
The evidence didn't prove she was guilty, and you clearly aren't telling us everything.
Yes, I concur. That may be the only part of this that seems certain. You are far more capable than some back manufacturing button pusher. Who are you, really?
I am a dedicated agent of the Order, but no, dear. My name is not Miriam Alva. I am Marisol Delgado, formerly of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection.
That group was just a story to scare novice scienticians. Next, you're going to be telling me you're... Wait. It is you, isn't it? The one they called the Endpoint.
How long have you been here undercover?
I arrived decades ago to lie low after a difficult assignment. More than that, I have nothing to speak on at present.
The rumors about your department. They said anyone who might delay the equation being solved disappeared. If there are any hints of truth to that, I find it severely at odds with Order tenets for balancing efficiency with humanity.
This is hardly the time for a history lesson or debate, I'm afraid.
You've been lying for years. Why should we listen to you now?
Perhaps you shouldn't. My earlier endeavors were often disconcerting. But the truth remains. Whatever is happening here, I'm not involved.
That you are who you are, and are standing right, and have been here for years. It's all much to digest. I suspect your methods are not my own, nor the Order's, as I know it. And I fear your intentions for Proctor Svoboda. Yes, you did work for Orlo, didn't you? If the former bishop trusted you to intercede when necessary, I suppose I must as well. I won't stand in your way.
A wise calculation, my friend. Good thing you showed up when you did. You saved me from having to kill everyone here.
Anything else?
Svoboda has much to answer for. Let's go see that she does.
What's this? What are you doing here? Come to surrender, I take it?
After decades keeping this identity, your inexpert blundering has rendered it obsolete. I am Marisol Delgado, former head intercessor of the Order. This would be an ideal time to confess everything before you die.
You can't possibly be party to all this. Not with her vast misdeeds so readily apparent.
Our investigator has definitively determined my innocence following a thorough investigation.
Definitively determined may be a bit of a stretch.
I don't know what you found, but any so-called evidence was likely laid there for someone to discover. By a party with years spent in hiding. This is all nothing more than a flagrant example of artifice and bunco. An elaborate song and dance from an admitted imposter.
Enough, traitor. You made your play. You lost. No more deception. No more lies. Time to pay what is due.
No, wait,
Thus concludes a thoroughly distasteful business.
Shot her right in the chest.
Yes, though I was aiming for her face. Little rusty. Best search her office. Someone clearly was pulling her strings.
Well, you sure cut them. That was breathtaking and hilarious. Ah, what artistry, what subterfuge, what aim.
As you know, I value your sagacity when it comes to supervisory matters. With that said, allow me to put the following question to you. One at a close colleague, a friend even whose diligence appears to have slid and his calculations have become increasingly error-ridden, what actions would you advise? Surely one should consider submitting them for promotion, speaking hypothetically, splitting your counsel.
The terminal unsealed the effluvium repository. That's traditionally off limits. Ideal spot to hide something. We should take a look. Used to be brimming with runoff chemical sludge. It's been renovated, I see. Another terminal. Go ahead. You should have the honors.
Orders. Attack on the outpost was meant to reenact act fighting between entities of choice and the Order. Instead, it is only an investigation of localities that threatens to expose our plans. This is an unacceptable error on your part, and I expected better. Perhaps I should have entrusted this task to EU Vino from the start. Cooperate with the Uruk Protectorate agent insofar as it does not lead back to us, and know that further failure will be met with severe consequences. Flight of recent setbacks. De Vries has concluded that we are to pursue contingency plan A467. Further instructions will be issued at a time of my predetermining.
The Proctor's efforts appear part of a larger scheme.
Yeah, I'm pursuing the head of the conspiracy.
Ah, of course. I should have assumed you had a greater purpose here.
Can't tell if you're shaking or your fork right now.
This whole affair reminded me of the old days. The blood, the secrecy, the calculations and intrigue. Been trying to tell myself I didn't miss it. But in action, I fear, ill suits me. I have some unfinished business I need to get back to. I could use help from an operator like you. Believe my specific skills could benefit your efforts as well. I propose a strategic partnership. You help me, I help you. What do you say?
How could I say no?
Good, good. It's a little crowded here, though, isn't it?
Inez, mind going to the incognito for a while?
Supposing that means no joyrides and no scratching the paint? I can manage that. Until later, Commander.
Excellent. Well then, I am quite ready to leave this place.
My fellow loyalists, it is time. Due to the Earth Directorate operatives' continued meddling, we must increment our timetable by a factor of hours, not days. Accordingly, our forces have taken over the monastery. Those I predetermined to be resilient to reason have been executed.
You son of a bitch.
The rest should not cause us trouble. I have locked the lift to prevent the agent from reaching the monastery, but the following code will grant you access. 34145. I will continue my work from here, supplying Augustine with everything she needs for our plan to succeed, and delaying the agent as I'm able to. May the results of our actions today secure a more prosperous tomorrow for our sacred order.
Swear I can't lie low for 20 years without everything in the Order falling apart. Well, suppose we better head to the monastery now, yes?
Yes, murder grandma.
I realize you didn't receive the most welcome of receptions here.
I understood then, and I understand now.
Well, regardless, I recognize you've done right by us here today, and I appreciate your efforts.
Let's get out of here.
So many dead. Places falling apart. If we one never relishes saying we did predict the past.
Yes. I haven't any time for...
Thanks to you, our automechanic. Here, you've earned it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, will there be anything else? From a medical standpoint, the taxidermist doctor was an unconventional choice. But I can't deny the results. A little token of my appreciation for a job well done. Now, will there be anything? How can I be of service? My supplies are...
Grand Architect! First an attack on the monastery and now the lift code's not working? Agent, oh thank good odds and high probabilities you're back. There's been an incident. A rogue faction has taken over the monastery. My seer, Seer Wiley, is trapped up there with other hostages of the Order. To make matters worse, my access code's not working. Without it, I've no way of calling the lift.
The conspirators are trying to stop some peace talks. You know anything about that?
Peace talks? Yes, Ruth informed me, but how did you learn of them? No one outside a select circle are supposed to be aware they're happening.
Well, about a lot of things, including how you sabotaged Wiley's advancement.
That's a serious accusation. Why would I do such a thing?
You seem relying on him. If I had to guess, it's because you're afraid to lose him.
No, I can't discuss this right now. The monastery. The truth is, I held Wiley back. I kept him from advancing for my own selfish gains by spreading lies and false concern over his competence behind his back. But I needed him. I still need him. I'm not the savant he is, never have been. If he'd advanced beyond his current role, my deficiencies would have been made manifest to all. I'm sorry, but we really haven't the time to litigate this issue further. In case I didn't make it clear before, the monastery is currently in jeopardy.
Why are they negotiating terms anyway?
Representatives of Auntie's Choice and the Order are meeting to discuss an armistice and possible collaboration. It's an unprecedented opportunity to shorten this war. I know I mentioned it before, but compartmentalization is crucial to the success of most of the Order's operations. I wish I could offer more details than that.
Anything else?
Yes. Regardless of their current actions, those people up there are still members of the Order. My colleagues and friends. Please remember that. Once you reach the monastery, make your way to the observatory. If the conspirators are seeking the coordinates of the talks, no doubt their efforts will be concentrated there. Go forth as was determined, and may the plan guide you.
I assure you these traitors haven't factored us into their equations. Ready to be the hole in their math?
Are you sure that rope can support us?
I am 100% certain that its tensile strength is marginally greater than our combined weight. Probably.
Wait, look! Someone just came up via the lift. It must be unlocked. Watch out for Wiley. He's accounted for everything. He'll know you're coming.
Seer Wiley, he must have predicted I would. I wouldn't fight back. I don't understand. Where's... Where's the abbot? Why isn't he doing something? I don't understand. Where's the abbot? Why isn't he doing something?
I'm a ladder.
I swear, the more he talks, the more pain it makes me want to inflict on his person.
Nothing occurs without a catalyst. Today, we are that catalyst, setting into motion the future most aligned with the plan. Hold that belief in your minds. Let it strengthen your resolve. And the
neutralized. Lay down fire.
Reacquiring target.
Mobilize. Investigating hostile intentions.
Grenade in
Those junction boxes look familiar. The N-ray scanner should show how they're wired.
Found another one. Damn it. I knew there'd be a high probability.
I may mean a hostile combatant.
I have a fix on their weaknesses. Time to inflict it.
Architect's perspiring brow. If you... Armed conflicts are not the inevitability you are making them out to be, Anya, but rather the result of a populace failing to adhere to scientism's stoic imperative.
Oh, and I suppose we're going to pretend the second pillar doesn't exist. I must have just imagined reading Alfred Long's 75 thesis on determinism then.
Anchorites, be warned. Any conversation with these two may prove pedantic.
Why are you debating ethics now?
The anchor hold is proofed against sound to allow us to conduct our work in quietude. Hence the speaker unit you're using now. What happens outside is of no concern to us.
Sign me up.
This calling is not something you just sign up for, especially when you haven't even familiarized yourself with basic anchor hold etiquette.
Actually, an outside opinion might be useful at this juncture. Our current topic is whether war is ever justified. For the sake of time, please keep your answer brief. And how do you predetermine the harm of action against the harm of inaction?
We make those estimates all the time. That's the whole reason we employ seers.
We're going in circles again. If only we had access to the materials we requested, perhaps we could settle this debate.
What materials do you need?
I need the book Only Real Numbers, The Casualties of Appeasement by Exemplar Kwong. The second edition, not the first. That's important.
And I require Archivist Mahler's dissertation on de-escalation theory. You should be able to locate both pieces of scholarship in the scriptorium. I'd also caution against borrowing additional titles. The scribes are absolute fusspots when their work goes missing.
Scribes have a lot more to worry about than a few missing books.
I'm sure I have no notion of what you're referring to.
Seer Wiley has staged a coup. He's taken over the monastery through force.
Good for him. About time someone put theory into application.
What my colleague means is Landon Wiley is among our most gifted and dedicated seers. Whatever actions he's taken must be in service of the plan. I do hope no one's been hurt, though.
Got some bad news for you on that front.
I see. That is distressing to hear. But as we in the Order like to say, the plan actuates by deliberate means. Let us hope this conflict resolves itself soon.
Either of you seen a woman named DeVries?
Augustine? Sure. She's got a mind for provocative hypotheticals. Asked a lot more interesting questions than we normally get.
I will add it has been some time since we last saw her. Not since before the schism, in fact. Why do you ask?
Give any indication of her future plans? What kind of questions did she ask?
Augustine was obsessed with the rift. She wanted to know all the potential routes the Order might take to deal with it. We explained that the rift is an aberration of the plan's natural order, corrupting time and space and creating uncertainty. Consequently, all efforts should be made to close it.
Apologies, but gossip doesn't fall under our purview. We've secluded ourselves here to avoid such distractions, so I would thank you to exclude us from any remote drama. Much appreciated. We'll present our final arguments once you've returned with the research.
Claim that all things happen for a reason, but the wise among us know that nothing.
I'm going to take a quick break.
told him he wasn't going to make it. Is this why Riley Zilk spared him? Because the seer already predicted this would be his fate? Roger, hey, body's not even... Can any of this really be in service to the universal equation, like the seer's claim?
And I'm back.
Claim that all things happen for a reason.
Well, that's just plain wrong. Whoever wired this up should be expelled from the Order. I thought they had some self-respect.
Have you acquired the scholarship we asked for? You're in luck. I just finished my 3rd reread of it. Chapter 47 is a real treat. When we're finished speaking, I'll put it in the collection drawer. But do take care with it, especially around the bath. We lose more good books that way. Much appreciated.
There we go.
Resorting to violence.
I know this ain't gonna get to the abbot, but I have complaints that need registering anyhow. This monastery's too big for the staff we've got, and it sure seems like the
Hostilities are
scientists
afoot.
here ain't fixated on keeping neat. I might just be a novice, but at 73 years of age, I've enough self-respect that I shouldn't be picking up another body's lavation towels. Still, ain't as bad as it was in Auntie's choice, but that don't mean it's good. I just ask you folks to remember that there's more of importance out here than just your numbers.
Which he felt his most sight in the original vision. Perfection, addiction. The matriarch appealed to his desire to return to that original vision.
nowhere near as interesting as the taxidermied cross-sections displaying their internal organs, I may add.
Well, this is quite modest. Very simple and austere. Can hardly guess who lives here. Did the abbot take a vow of resplendency?
There are issues with the efficacy of Seer wireless projections. Okay.
Stamped onto a test of order aptitude. And who do we blame when a student fails? Why, the instructor. Bishop has faith order as its preeminent luminary, and without our intervention, the stalwart agent arrives. I need more time to finish my work, so I've prepared a choice for you. The hostages in the card press before you will die unless you intervene. If you go through the door on the right, you'll find the means to save them by solving a simple puzzle.
Trolley problem.
Leave through the other door, however, and they will die, screaming in abject terror. But how could you call yourself an Earth Directorate agent if you allowed that to transpire?
As if we'd fall for their stalling tactics just to watch these poor fools die slowly and horribly, mangled like punch cards.
What were we talking about again?
I'm open to opinions.
I prefer to kill my enemies first, innocent hostages later.
Entirely depends on your priorities. My former department would say keeping on mission is of paramount importance. But I no longer think I agree.
Definitely not. We should be the only ones killing hostages around here.
Like the cut of your jib. Hard way it is, then. Let me guess. That safe won't open until we solve this puzzle. Seems like stacking the deck for a predictable behavior analysis. I have a growing suspicion the Seer's been overindulging in Aetherwave cereals.
Unsteady, capricious. Nullifying unknown.
Way to get the ball rolling. This laborious exercise is obviously intended to consume precious time.
Didn't I tell you our friends would be out?
I still say it would have saved time for us to just kill the hostages ourselves.
prevention.
Got them both.
At least it was a clean dissection. Potter would appreciate that. Can any of this really be in service to the universal equation? Seriously?
Turn this in.
Have you acquired the scholarship we asked? Wonderful. Excellent timing. We're nearly finished reviewing the materials you brought us. Oh, well now, this is unexpected. The arguments in this text seem to have highlighted a teleological flaw I fear my own argument shares. You
Oh, no.
too, huh?
So he was right.
Under certain conditions, de-escalation becomes impossible, leading to negative outcomes, including outright annihilation. An annihilated entity cannot advance the plan.
But maybe annihilation itself serves a purpose we're simply unaware of. You were right before. Participating in a war only produces an entropic feedback loop.
But have you also considered that existence is a curse and consciousness is a prison?
I see someone has been reading On the Origin of Sprats. It has that effect on people.
Mental carceration and the potential unreality of conscious experience adds an interesting dimension to the argument. It's certainly worth exploring.
Perhaps later. For now, I feel we should reward our guest with their choice of reward, given the idiosyncratic nature of his conclusion. Armor or weapon?
I'd like some armor.
Very well. You can retrieve it from the same drawer where you deposited our research materials. We appreciate your time. If you have a spare 4 hours, feel free to stay and observe our period of silent, sustained reading. Otherwise, until we next confer.
This. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. On their weaknesses.
Mark my supposition.
I'm alive.
You will cease biological functioning.
There we go.
neutralized. Lay down fire.
Check your scope for combatant analysis.
Compounding my tenacity.
Batten stand.
Port eyes open. Proceeding to attack. I have a fortificator at ready status. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Wrist weapon.
Yep. There we go. Elysium moons between Dorado and Elysium.
Who doesn't appreciate a good orrery?
Worthless people, that's who.
it up. Save. See about killing us a prognosticator.
I cannot believe Clemens fell for whatever half-baked argument you managed to cobble together. That imbecile. And Svoboda. I thought her more capable. You may have bested my peers, but they were never my equal anyway. And neither are you. You took so long, I was beginning to think my little puzzle actually stumped you.
I'd expect something more complex from someone that could see the future.
Flattering. But also, I suspect, largely disingenuous. You seem confused. Allow me to delineate on the totality of your failure. Saving the hostages delayed you just long enough for me to complete my work. I was able to transmit not only the coordinates for the peace talks, but also the station's security protocols, giving Augustine control over its automechanicals.
Just using you, dude.
That's preposterous. In a transparent attempt at sowing discord between us, I haven't the time nor desire to enumerate the failings in your logic. Suffice to say, you misunderstand the basic fundamentals of my objectives. The Order has been dislocated from its ideals, becoming the opposite of all they espouse. De Vries and I are merely providing a necessary realignment.
All I hear is empty bluster from an amateur schemer whose only success so far is failing loudly at a sloppy plan. This slapdash takeover of yours is graceless and rushed and reeks of ineptitude and desperation. In my day, we did these things with considerable more efficiency and panache.
And who are you, exactly?
Marisol Delgado, former head intercessor, Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection.
The endpoint. No. The improbability of you interrupting my plans at this singular moment beggars belief.
Our aims are so similar, I'd almost consider joining you. Had you not proven yourself such bumbling fools, dragging me into your mess. Consider how much uncertainty has been introduced into your equations. Can you have any confidence in your predictions at this point?
Even the Abbot doesn't believe in you anymore.
What in the Architect's computational summary are you on about?
Abbot's been hinting at your incompetence to anyone who will listen.
That hopeless, ineffectual, over-reliant waste of workspace? He wouldn't dare.
Can't believe you didn't figure it out. You call yourself a seer. Pathetic.
But I am beyond reproach. My talent without peer. What has Joseph ever done for the Order except occupy my valuable time with useless queries? No, this is some kind of deception. It has to be. I could not have missed such obvious machinations. My math is correct. My math is always correct.
You suck at math. Stand down or I'm going to derive you.
How could I have failed to recognize such gaps in my predictions? I checked and triple-checked. What could I have done? Where did I err?
Getting lost the moment you decided to value ideals over lives.
Enough! Please. Your point has been sufficiently made, and I truly lack the capacity to debate you further. I've already sent Augustine everything she needs. But all our communications are on this terminal. It is yours to peruse. Though I cannot say whether the information will be useful. Obviously, my analytical acumen is not what I'd assumed. All I know is that I was never meant to stop you. Now I must send word to my allies here at the monastery to stand down and notify them of my resignation from the Order. Effective immediately. Leave me be. I have no more predictions to offer. Now or ever.
I have grown worried. I have not received word from Archivist Clemens in some time, and I imagine you would have relayed any pertinent information by now. I fear this bodes ill. Without him, our only option is a direct assault. A risky proposition, to be sure. The last thing any of us want is for our plan to spiral out of control. And so it falls on you to seize back that control. Use the methods we discussed to take command of the monastery. When it is done, I will send further instruction. You have my trust. See that it is not misplaced. I'm much obliged for your tireless work. With this knowledge of Greater Tranquility Substation and its security codes, our plans for the peace talks can finally be spurred into motion. However, without Archivist Clemens and his explosives at our disposal, we've no choice but to proceed with our contingency plan. A direct assault.
Oh no.
Though the codes will allow me control of the automechs on the station, we'd best accept now that more lives may be lost than previously assumed. Yet we must act unflinchingly. To fail now would mean the end of everything. I'm much obliged, however, though the yet we must...
We off to the peace talks then? We'll need your ship unless you intend to walk. To space.
Huh.
fool I was. I believe I mattered in the plan's grand scheme.
Get out of here.
Agent, over here. It seems the situation here has been resolved, but I don't see Seer Wiley. Were you able to secure his safety? What? No, but that can't possibly be true. Landon would never align himself against the Order? Against a friend? You must be mistaken. Or maybe his calculations led him astray. Yes, that must be what happened. Indeed, just a small error. Were you able to speak with him? Help him recover his senses?
He stood down.
I'm greatly relieved to hear it. Did he mention me at all?
He wasn't too happy to learn you sabotaged his career.
I'd rather hope that would not come to light. I gather he did not receive the revelation well. I'm sure you also think me to blame for all of this. But you have to understand my position. How ill-equipped all in the Order are for this new world. With the schism and now the war, the Order stands alone for the first time in its storied history. We have no experience with governance. Well, myself especially.
Then learn.
Education takes time. And that is the one thing the Order does not seem to have in abundance these days. Still, I take your meaning. We must do better. I won't keep you any longer. Thank you for your assistance in reclaiming the monastery. Regrettable as the business was. You are welcome to collect the experimental weapon inside the observatory, the Oracle. It was Landon's design. Only seems fitting you take it. This key will unlock the case. May all your future endeavors proceed in accordance to the plan.
Do it again. Oh yeah.
I don't know what you're complaining about. What did I tell you? All according to the plan.
All according to Keikaku. Get out of here. Stuff and get back to the ship. Pop. Once I get back to the ship and take care of some stuff on there, that'll probably be the end of the stream.
Unless you have... I haven't any time.
Friends, neighbors. While you shelter
Algorithmic dissonance.
Let's get to the landing pad. Get in my ship.
Best we start discussing strategy, Commander.
The information collected on the peace talks has been verified, Commander. As time is a factor, this unit suggests heading to Greater Tranquility Station as soon as you are able.
We can't let DeVries catch us on the back foot again. We need a plan.
Stakes are high. If DeVries sabotages the peace talks, war will continue. Don't need to be a seer to divine that.
Hope you ain't suggesting they can handle it themselves. They're hardly equipped for a well-timed sneak attack.
Records indicate Greater Tranquility is a derelict station. Consequently, the ideal route to reach the main chamber for the peace talks will be through its underbelly. Be advised. In the absence of Victor and his explosives, Agent DeVries and her team will be committed to a frontal assault. Due to delays incurred while saving the Order hostages, DeVries also has the codes to control the station's security automechanicals, and will assuredly deploy them against you, Commander.
Any idea of what we'll face more specifically?
It's a comm station built by the Order in the early days of the colony. As Val said, auto-mechanical security measures are a given, and DeVries will surely level them against us. I'd also expect some level of hazardous disrepair, though the unpredictable nature of DeVries and her defectors concerns me more than anything.
Additionally, per the Earth Directorate Manual, when lacking equivalent combat forces, determination and vast amounts of ammunition may make up the difference.
You know where I stand. This war's taken too many good folk from us. I'll be damned if I let DeVries add to that number.
I'm coming with you. Who better to make DeVries pay for Horizon Point than a pair of our own Phantoms? Good. Would have been a shame if DeVries was the reason for us falling out too.
Confirming coordinates for Greater Tranquility Station. Confirmed. Use the astrogator when you are ready to navigate to the station, Commander.
Will do.
That damn Wiley put us in an impossible situation. I'm glad those hostages can go back to their families, but I fear we played right into DeVries' hands. With that data, she could wreak more havoc than we anticipated. Look, I know the choice is yours on how you want to approach this, but it's my folk in the crosshairs. If something happens to our delegate, I don't know how I'd live with myself. If there's space by your side, I hope you'll call on me.
I'll consider it.
That's all I ask. If we fail to stop DeVries, this will have dire consequences for the war.
Victor wasn't exactly the partner in crime I envisioned DeVries to have.
What were you picturing?
Someone with a little more grit. That man back there? Reckon a tough crossword puzzle would have eventually sent him over the edge, even if we hadn't come along. I'm glad we were able to show him a little grace. DeVries obviously manipulated him into acting against his conscience. You ever wonder what might have happened if DeVries had let us in on her initial plan? Surely we wouldn't have been taken in by her rhetoric like Victor.
I've always been a sucker for a smooth woman.
You should have met her before Horizon Point. She was really something. It's just, I look at someone like Victor and see the trap I might have fallen into.
You're different people.
True. But DeVries is still DeVries. She's good at deconstructing folks, uncovering their points of failure. She'd have known I had my heart set on being a hero. After Triangulum, all I wanted was to do for other colonies what Augustine had done for mine. Still do, if I'm honest.
And still can.
I will say, it's a lot easier to do just that nowadays. With you around, that is. Thanks for letting me wax for a bit. We can get back to what we were doing now.
We going to kill Hierarch Ziegler soon? My knife hand's getting itchy.
How do you think he turned on you?
Who can say? There was no indication that I've seen. I've interacted with him on occasion. Seemed a decent, loyal sort. As interested as I am to hear whatever sorry explanation he has, not sure I'll be able to control my rage when I see him to ask why before I remove his spleen. Maybe I'll start with his gallbladder? No, I think it's gotta be the spleen. There's anything worse than my former fellow...
Marisol Delgado has been added to the ship roster and has claimed her quarters. This unit has also been informed by Agent Delgado that she is not to be disturbed while resting unless the ship is on fire, and even then only if it nears my quarters. This unit is available. The cultist known as Azza has been admitted to the ship roster. Among her registered weapons is what she refers to as her disemboweling knife. This unit reminds the commander that anti-co-
What's up, Murder Grandma?
The hostages went home safe. We'll see if those at the... May the plan... Agent, what do you need?
What about you?
Do you now? Let's hear it.
Who are you really?
Oh, I am a dedicated member of the Order. Beyond that, there's really little you or anyone need to hear about. Consider yourself lucky. You already know more about me than anyone else I've met in the last 20-odd years.
Thought you were all about, spreading information, letting people in on your perfect plan.
Information free of context can be off-putting, confusing, dangerous even, if misjudged. I mentioned before I was part of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection. My role there, you may recall, was head intercessor. I was tasked to influence pivotal events, to keep the solving of the equation on track. Something occurred. I needed to step off the board a while.
I guess there is something you couldn't influence.
To put it mildly, after the incident in question, seeking refuge seemed prudent. Dorado appealed to me because it was off the board but not completely remote. There I could lie low for a time, but observe. So I believed. Our department was shuttered shortly after Ruth Pissar took office. To avoid undue attention, I remained in hiding. I'm not hearing a question. Sometimes, with purpose. Don't you as well? Do you draw some moral distinction between avenging harm and nipping it in the bud beforehand? Between covert and overt means? When all is said and done, are those in your ledger any less dead than mine? That so? Hadn't thought you'd felt that way. Didn't take you for a pacifist. Just a mite less homicide. Some were proprietary. Often they involved forms of subtle inquire away. Another crack like that, and you might just find out. Our department employed a variety of methods to obviate hindrances and threats to the Order's efforts. We were considered wardens of the grand plan, helping correct it when needed. All of us are part of the plan. We follow the path intended for us by the architect. We should, at least. Now and then, some push back against their path, but it never ends well. Corrections can take time, even delay in the solving of the equation. That's where we came in, to get things back on track in the timeliest of manners. May all our travails add to the equation.
Bye, Murder Grandma.
There's anything worse than my former fellow protector, such as... We are simply a group of enlightened individuals seeking to spread the truth of the rifts, despite our persecution by those who seek to keep the masses aimless and distraught. Such as... Nothing of much worth to tell there. I'd rather hear your story.
I prefer knowledge. Unfortunately, some of my colleagues took exception to that.
At all cost. I like the sound of that. I hope you gutted those fools. Can't abide the unenlightened who would curtail our behavior out of their own repression. Joining the Glorious Dawn freed me of such nonsense. They gave me a completely new life. Wiped away all traces of fear and repression and replaced them with unbridled freedom. My world used to be devoid of color. Everything was gray. Now everything is vibrant, like the arterial spray of a freshly opened vein. I wholeheartedly concur. Associating with one such as yourself proves it.
Okay, murder granddaughter, I guess. And that will be the end of it for today. Ugh. Save the game. And then, who am I raiding? Haha. So I'll be back Monday with more of this. We'll crash a peace talk and try not to get people killed. Until then, bye-bye.